Hey everyone, welcome back to the Investing Iguana. Today I want to walk you through something big that's about to shake up the Singapore REIT scene. If you've been hunting for the next great income play, but you're just seeing the same old hospitality REITs, I've got news. A new giant in accommodation is about to hit the market. And honestly, most investors are totally missing it. Let's dig right in. So here's the challenge. Investors here in Singapore have been busy following the usual suspects: hotels, retail, office REITs, hoping they'll finally bounce back. But what if there's something completely fresh, with 97% occupancy and yields creeping past 8%, about to IPO at a discount? That's exactly why we need to talk about Centurion Accommodation REIT today. I'm Iggy, and if you're new here, I've spent years breaking down investing in Singapore so you can skip the stress and make smart, confident decisions. In this walkthrough, I'll hit why Centurion's parent company's strength actually matters, what's unique about this REIT's assets and how they're split worldwide, the real story behind those winking yield numbers, where it fits in the sector, risks you must know, the big-name Cornerstone supporters, what fair value for this IPO actually looks like, and finally, is this a buy or should you hold off? Ready? Grab your kopi, let's get to it. First, let's talk about the powerhouse behind Centurion Accommodation REIT. People sometimes overlook the parent company, but this is key. Centurion Corporation just put out smashing first half 2025 numbers. Revenue up 13%, a cool 140.7 million, mainly from hiking rents and running full houses here in Singapore. Take away the tricky accounting stuff, like fair value swings, and core profits actually leapt 22% to 65.4 million. That's not just creative bookkeeping, that's genuine business muscle. Picture a table showing their 1H 2025 numbers. What stands out is how solid and conservative the growth looks, with fat profit margins and a healthy, not over-leveraged balance sheet. That's the foundation the new REIT is built on. But the bit I really want you to hear: Centurion owns 37 assets, but is picking only 14 of the best for the REIT at IPO. Why is this clever? It means the REIT gets the prime, earning stable properties up front, but the parent keeps its optionality for growth, mainly in Malaysia, where they're planning to double capacity in 5 years. Nice move. Next up, the portfolio. What makes Centurion Accommodation REIT genuinely different? It's not just another hotel REIT with a shiny prospectus. The 14 assets are carefully split. 5 are worker accommodations here in Singapore, 8 are student properties in the UK, and 1 is in Australia, with another on deck post-IPO. This wasn't random, it's by design. Imagine a visual breakdown. Singapore for government-backed foreign worker demand, UK for steady international student inflow, and Australia catching up with a rising education market. This mix builds a safety net. If one region slumps, the others support it. Now let's talk occupancy, the lifeblood of any REIT. The Singapore worker blocks, running at nearly 97% full. The UK and Aussie student beds, also above 96%. These aren't just short-term spikes, they're rock-steady, baked-in demand. And if you trace the rent growth, you'll see Singapore worker rents have kept rising since 2022, and the student places have been able to lift rents steadily. That tells us this isn't a one good year story. But why does this matter for you? Well, strong, steady occupancy and rent growth are what drive those headline yields. Which brings us to, here's the bit everyone's been buzzing about: yield. Now, lots of IPOs promise sky-high numbers on paper, but what's the foundation? Centurion Accommodation REIT is forecasting a distributable yield of 7.47% for FY 2026, rising to 8.01% in FY 2027, based on the $0.88 day issue price. Picture this table with the offer details: high starting yield, occupancy near the top of the market, and, this is important, low initial debt. The REIT's debut gearing is just about 21%, way under the MAS cap of 50%. For you, this means less payout risk and room for smart acquisitions without suddenly jacking up the leverage. Distribution? You'll be paid quarterly, just like other Singapore REITs. So there's that regular cash flow, which I know is a big deal for income hunters here. Let's fit this into the bigger picture. Why do accommodation REITs matter now? Look, everyone's seen how hotel and retail REITs are exposed to economic cycles. Recessions, travel bans, tech layoffs, all of it hits them hard, but accommodation, especially for key worker housing and students, that end demand sticks around even in tough times. If you look at the sector comparison table, Centurion's REIT sits with a higher yield and occupancy than hospitality peers. And with interest rates likely to come down, finally, REITs as a whole might get a second wind from lower financing costs. But real talk, no investment is without risk. Maybe you're thinking, what could go wrong? Good question. The key risks checklist in the article lays out the usual suspects: changes in government rules for migrant workers, regulatory curveballs in the UK or Australia, currency swings, or a sudden drop in student demand. Even with strong fundamentals, you gotta keep your eyes open to these. Here's where things get especially interesting. The Cornerstone investors. Smart money is piling in. Names like DBS, UBS, eSpring, Lion Global. That's a hefty vote of confidence. These players are investing in bulk and will hold a big chunk right from the start, which should add early stability to the trading price. Now, what about the pricing? They $88 per unit for a projected 7.47% yield. How does that stack up? If you lay it next to other S-REITs, average 6.2%, it's immediately more generous. Price to book looks reasonable too, given the fresh asset valuations. The catch? Sustaining those yields depends on keeping occupancy very high, 95%, and nudging rents up a little over time. If they can manage that, you're getting a rare risk-reward sweet spot. Before we decide buy, hold, or avoid, let's think about how this fits in a Singaporean's portfolio. Most REITs here are office, retail, industrial, the usual suspects. Purpose-built accommodation fills a gap. Plus, with the UK and Australia assets, you get some international flavor, without the headache of opening overseas brokerage accounts or worrying about weird taxes. But of course, you'll want to think how these cyclical accommodation trends fit your other holdings. Management? Super important. Centurion's been in the living accommodation game since 2011, longer than some newer REIT managers have worked in finance, full stop. A big green flag. Their management fees come from distributable income, not assets under management. That means they only win when you, the investor, win. Perfectly aligned. Let's wrap it up. Who is this for? If you're income focused, I'd say buy, but size your position sensibly, maybe 3 to 5% of your portfolio. This is a new listing after all. If you're looking for growth, consider selective buy, especially if you believe in the Malaysia expansion story, but be patient. REITs aren't fast growth vehicles. If you're conservative, maybe just hold. See how they steer through 4 or 6 quarters of results before you jump in. Here's my honest take. Centurion Accommodation REIT is one of the most interesting launches I've seen here in years. I love the diversification, the steady yields, the defensive metrics. Do I think it's a free lunch? No. Accommodation REITs have quirks, and plenty depends on management keeping their eye on the ball. But if you're hunting for quality, differentiated income, it demands a close look. By the way, if you want every table, checklist, and the written analysis, those are all up on Substack. The link's just below. If there's one thing I'd leave you with, it's this. In investing, don't just follow the crowd, especially in IPO season. Dig into the details, question your assumptions, and size your bets smartly. So, planning your next move? Here's what I'd keep in mind. New doesn't always mean risky. Sometimes it just means opportunity with a little homework. Got thoughts, questions, or your own REIT picks for this month? I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and I'll reply to as many as I can. And if you want to join our investing community and support the deep dive research I do here, hit the membership button. You get early access, premium posts, and a bunch of practical tools for Singapore investors. I'd love to see you inside. Oh, and don't forget to check out my latest video on REIT portfolio strategies. It links perfectly with today's discussion. Thanks for spending time with me. This is Iggy, signing off. May your yields be high and your coffee never run out.